Hey guys, Oblivion4777 here, coming at you with a deck profile on my Meklord Machina deck. This deck does not see absolutely no play at all. You will not find one player, I will, bet my soul that you will not find one player playing a Meklords. Meklords is a highly underrated deck. A lot of people say that it's dead because most of its big monsters are, for synchros, mostly for synchros is where they get their really big abilities. But yeah, you could think about it as a Vylon, the XYZ, the Vylon. I think Prism is that basically you equip it to it and it gains the attack. Um, it, Mech aren't really that fast paced, but I kind of mixed it in with the Machina engine to try to make it a little bit faster. So without further ado, let's get to the deck profile. So in any deck, Meklord deck, you should always run Meklord Army of Weasel. At least 3 or 2. You guys could bump it down to 2, but I think I like 3 because it's an 18k beater, and with Solidarity, which I do run, it gets boosted up by a lot. Basically, it gets all the Meklord's effect. This card gains 100 attack for each Meklord monster you control except this card, except Skill, which gains 200. But basically this gives all Meklord monsters piercing damage. So yeah. Also, I run 3 skill. He's basically your Gravekeeper Spy. When this card gets destroyed by battle, you can special summon one Meklord army monster from your deck, and this card gains 200 attack for each Meklord on your field, except this card. This one's my favorite, Meklord Army of Granel. He is literally my favorite card in the deck because he's basically Gale, but a 4-star, not a tuner, a machine, and he's not limited to 1. Basically, 100 attack for each Meklord, and when this card is normal summon, you can have the attack of one face-up monster your opponent controls until the end phase. So he could get over a lot of stuff, like I think up to 32, I might be mistaken, but damn, this card is just simply amazing, especially if you have Fortress out and with Granel, and let's say they have a Scrap Archfiend, Scrap Dragon or something like that. Seriously, this card needs to be limited just like Gale, but it's really good. It is till the end phase, but I mean, seriously, it's still a good card. It deserves to be run at 3, no less than 3. I run 1 Emperor Weasel because I don't want it to be a clog. Basically, this card can only be special summoned when a card you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, and you special summon this card. The other effect is other monsters you control cannot declare an attack except this one. So he's good for a beater, I guess. Also, his main effect that people may use him for is once per turn you can target one synchro monster your opponent controls. Equip that target to this card. This card gains attack equal to those equipped monsters' combined attack. Once per turn, when an opponent's spell card is activated, you can negate the activation and destroy it. So this is the main reason why I use him, and if your opponent has a synchro monster, that's a plus. So yeah. And I run 1 Meklord Emperor Granel. Basically, it's the same. You can only special summon him by when a card you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. This card gains attack and defense equal to half of your life points. So you have 1,000 life points early game. That's 4,000. This card isn't really good for late game, but it's still a really good card. I really like to run it, and it has the standard Meklord Emperor effect, equip it to a synchro monster and it gains the attack. And the other is during your main phase, you can select one of those equipped monsters and special summon it to your side of the field in the face-up defense position. So that's a good card. Let's say you have your opponent has a Catast or a Magical Android, and it's a permanent. Basically, it's permanent. The card doesn't state, so I'm assuming it's permanent. I also run 1 Meklord Astro Mechanical. This card is often overlooked. It is kind of whatever. It has a summon. It can only be special summoned by sending 3 Meklord monsters from your hand to the graveyard. But that's really not why I use him. I usually just use him to summon Machina Fortress. But yeah, he's good. You guys could switch him out if you want for a Cyber Dragon because of all the Gigas and Machinas are seeing play. So yeah, but his effect is once per turn. Yeah, the synchro one, and this card gains Once per turn during your standby phase, you can send one of those monsters to the graveyard to inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack. You cannot conduct your battle phase the turn you activate this effect. But yeah, I've pulled him off like once, and you know it was completely by luck, and I had him sitting there literally the whole match. Yeah, with 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. That's a Cyber End Dragon except with the defense, you know. So yeah. I also run for the Machina. I run 3 Machina Gear Frame. He's an amazing card. Basically, your Searcher, your Stratos for the Machinas. Normal summon it, and you can add a Machina monster except Machina Gear Frame. And usually with that, I equip it to. I go for Machina Fortress, which I run at 3. He's an amazing card. Basically, he always comes back. He's like never. He's never dead in your hand, never, because usually. This card is really broken because he could discard himself and like Skeel or Grenell. He could discard himself and then special summon himself back. So let's say you could discard him and Skeel, and then he special summon himself. So yeah, and his effect, if you guys don't know, is when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target one card your opponent controls and destroy that target. And his second effect is before resolving an opponent's monster effect that targets this face-up card, look at your opponent's hand and discard one card from their hand. So it's amazing. And now let's get to our next card, Solidarity. This guy becomes God, basically. I try to incorporate Solidarity in almost every one of my builds that I think is good. And since it's a machine, I think Solidarity is pretty good. I personally like Solidarity. It's never been a bad draw for me. Even though I've never really drawn Solidarity in my build, but it's still pretty good. I run 2 Paddle Duality for the consistency. I wish it was at 3, but hey, whatever, you know, we can't get what we want. I run 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, 1 Monster Reborn, and a Lance, and the Book of Moon. And I think one of my favorite cards for the machines is Limiter Removal. Basically, double the attack of all face-up machine monsters you control until the end phase, and then destroy all of them. So yeah. Now for the trap lineup, I run 1 Mech Time Blast. I was debating on taking this one out really, but it's actually pretty good. It's like an Icarus attack for machines, for Meklords actually. So okay, perfect example. You go second. Your opponent has back row. I'm sorry. You go first. And then your opponent's turn. He sets back row, and he Mystical Space Typhoons the Mech Time Blast or whatever. You could chain Mech Time Blast and destroy tribute. Oh no, I'm sorry. Destroy the Meklord, whatever, the Meklord monster, and then special summon the Weasel. Because here it doesn't say tribute, it says destroy. And the Emperors, it's clearly state when a face-up monster you control is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard. So it doesn't, like, you know, so this card's, like, pretty good. I personally like it. I will leave it at 1, but hey, you guys change it, I don't mind, you know. I'm just giving you guys the deck that I run, and it's doing very well for me. 2 Bottomless, 2 Compulsory, the Solemn Brigade, Warning, and Judgment, and the Torrential Tribute, and a Mirror Force. For the side deck, I think the side deck is complete for me. I really don't even need any more cards of this because I don't see this deck becoming competitive, but it could be a real pain in the ass if you get your plays out. So basically 2 Cyber Dragons for the like I said, the machine matchup. You guys could take this one out for maybe a Grenell if you don't like his effect, or a Mechanical, or you could even take this out for a Mech Time Blast. For the hero matchup, 2 Kinetic Soldier, because he is a machine type and he gains 2,000 attack and defense during damage calculation when he battles a warrior type, so it's good for 6 AMs and the hero matchup. I run 1 Dimensional Prism. Actually, I was maining this for Mech Time Blast. I was maining this, and it just kept on getting popped, and I really didn't like that. I kept on getting MST'd mid-game, and I just did not like that. So I just decided to put in Mech Time Blast, and it's been working actually better than Dimensional Prism. It actually has. Because usually I have a Meklord, and then I have a dead Weasel or a Grenell, and I just special summon it, and if it's mid-game, early game, Grenell is a really big beater out there. So yeah. I run 2 Light Imprisoning Mirrors and 2 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors. You can run 3 because you mostly see darks instead of lights. And I run 1 Lance and 1 Forbidden Chalice. So yeah, that's basically the side deck. I think it's complete in my opinion, but you guys could edit it as you like. I run 2 Chimera Tech Fortress Dragons because I couldn't think of a good extra deck to put up for this one, so I just smashed everything in there. So yeah, 1 Gaga Gunman, 2 Gear X, or the Blue Gadget, as most people call him. Basically, I use this to search out Machina Gearframe. If I haven't drawn into him or something like that, I usually search out Machina Gearframe, and then Machina searches out Fortress. So yeah, for the vanilla, for the beater, I put Gemini Pearl because I think he should be a staple on any extra deck. My stroke 2, 239s, 139C or C39, 1 Ship of Blackhorn, 1 Photon Assassin, 1 Steel Swarm Roach, and a Wind Up Zenmeister. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this build. Please test it. It's extremely fun to play. Actually, it could be very competitive too. Try doing a Dark World player or something like that, and you guys can let me know how it's done. I basically defeated using this deck. I defeated 3 Dark World players in matches, not duels, matches, because that's the best way to test. So yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. I will be having a deck duel with it sometime today. So hopefully you guys enjoy. This has been Oblivion. Catch you guys later.